What's up, everybody? Pastor John here. Have you ever felt like your life has been turned upside down? It's messy, it's chaotic, it's unpredictable. Well, today, we're gonna look at how we can turn an upside down life right side up again. Welcome to Westover Home, where we help you build your faith and strengthen your family. I'm Pastor John, and we're starting this new series entitled Upside Down, how we can turn an upside down life right side up again. And today's episode, we're calling Turning Messes into Miracles. Have you ever felt like your life is a complete mess? Have you ever felt like you just can't seem to figure out what you need to do to change your life? Well, today, we're gonna look at that, specifically about how we as parents, we can turn our life, our messes, into miracles. Now, many of you, when you look on Instagram, you see these Insta-perfect families, and you think to yourself, that's not me. How could I even be like that family? You say to yourself, it's just a miracle that I've fed my kids and that they are living one more day. If you ever felt like that, I want you to know that there's hope. There's hope today. We can turn our messes into miracles. Genesis 50 verse 20 says that God can turn a bad situation into something good. So I want to jump into this and I want to share my heart with you. But before I jump into our content today, what I'd love to do is introduce you to my family. This is my wife, Danae. We've been married 13 years. And I got to tell you guys, I married up. She's a great lady. And I have two kids. I have my son, he's 11 years old. His name is Aiden. And my daughter, Alexis, she is 9. Now I gotta tell you, I gotta invite you parents to pray for me because my daughter is 9 going on 19. And recently she told me, she said, Dad, I don't wanna have a boyfriend until I'm 15. Well, the truth be told is I'm a little worried because I think that number's gonna change. So pray for me today. I also wanna share with you that my life is not perfect. I've learned some things along the way, but my life is not perfect. And I want to share with you a couple things that I've learned about how to turn messes into miracles. The first thing to do to turn a mess into a miracle is to look for magic moments. In life, in the messes, there are magic moments. We just have to have our eyes open to see the magic moment in front of us. Someone once said, where you sit determines what you see. Our position determines our perspective. And so, what's your perspective about your family? What's your perspective about your kids? Are you always only looking for the messes? Or are you looking for the hidden miracles? And if you're willing to look for the hidden miracles, I believe that you'll find them. Recently, it's been challenging at the Westover Home. Truth be told, our family has been chaotic in this COVID crisis. It's been a little bit of a mess. There have been times when my kids are arguing and fighting and they're stressing each other out. Recently, we had an episode where my son and daughter, they were upstairs, they were arguing and fighting. And about 20 seconds later, my daughter busts into our bedroom and she is crying and she said, Aiden won't let me play Xbox. And so I went ahead and I called my son down and we began to ask what happened. Well, come to find out, they had been fighting over who was gonna play Xbox. So what I told them is I said, because of this, you both are in trouble. Because you see, one of the things in our family, one of our family rules is that technology is not more important than family. So we went ahead and sent them back to their room. They sat on their bed for 30 minutes. We then called them back down and said, what have you learned and what are you gonna do different? And they hung their head and they said to us, we both have decided that we've made a mess of this. Technology cannot be more important than our family. We're gonna find a way to work together so we can play fair together. We said, you know what, this is great. I love how you're thinking about this, but guess what? You're still in trouble. We still can't let you do any technology for some time. So here's what we want you to do. We want you to go and find something to do that doesn't involve technology. So they went to the living room, they thought for a moment, and about 10 minutes later, we heard laughter in the living room. I went in and I saw that my kids, they were playing a board game. They had found a way to turn a mess into a miracle. And in that moment, I let them play, But after they were done, they came to me and they said, "We had a great time." I said, "You know what? This is great. I love how you're playing together. I love how you're working together." And I celebrated the moment. I said, "Great job. You're doing the right thing." And then after I celebrated the moment, I rewarded them. For you see, in life, when we reward moments, they get repeated. So reward magic moments, and you'll see those get repeated in your family. Second way to turn messes into miracles is to create one-on-one moments. In my family, my kids, they're stressed out. They've been fighting and yelling and arguing and having meltdowns. We've even had to put them in timeout. Truth be told, my wife and I, we've had to put ourselves in timeout. And anytime you as a parent need to put yourself in timeout, that's a problem. In fact, it's gotten to the point where my daughter one day, she said to my son, "Why are you breathing so loud?" And Aiden looked at her and said, "That's just how I breathe." I found that if breathing bothers you, you might be burned out. So my kids, they're burned out. So what have we done? Well, we've created these one-on-one moments. My wife and I, what we did is we gathered together with my son. We created parent time. We went to lunch with my son for his birthday, and it was just the three of us, and we had a conversation about what it felt like to be 11 and what he was looking forward to for middle school. And so we had that moment. Another moment that we created for our kids was friend time. We found a way to connect my daughter with some of her friends via FaceTime, and they talked for nearly 2 hours. The only reason they stopped was the battery was running low. We created that one-on-one moment for her and for her friends. And the third was extended family time. My kids, they live close to my in-laws, so periodically they go over and they spend the night, and my daughter helps my mother-in-law to bake, and they work on projects, and they go to the store together. And my son, he goes over and he has snacks with his papa, and they watch movies. So this is what we've done. We've allowed them to have time, one-on-one moments. And I want to encourage you to find ways to look for the magic moments. Find ways to create one-on-one moments. I want to encourage you to maximize moments, because the days are long and the years are very, very short. And I'll just tell you, at Westover, we believe that strong families maximize moments, and we're committed to helping you maximize moments. So let me bring it down to this. I've got 2 challenges for you today. Number 1, all week, this week, I want to invite you to look for magic moments. Your perspective determines what you find in your family. So look for the magic moments, and when you see them, celebrate them. And when you see them, reward them, because what we reward gets repeated. Also, just want to invite you, another challenge is to create one-on-one moments. Today, after you watch this, I want to challenge you to find some time this week to have a one-on-one moment with each of your children. In this season, they need one-on-one time with you, so find a way to make that happen. We're here for you. We want to encourage you to turn your messes in your family into miracles. Now, if you have a mess to miracle story, we want to hear from it. We want to encourage you to share it on social media and use the hashtag #WestoverAtHome. We want to encourage you. We want to celebrate the mess to miracle story. And if you're enjoying this content, I just want to challenge you to share it with a friend, share it with a family member, share it with a coworker. It can encourage their life as well. And if you're liking this content, just like or subscribe to the page that you're watching this content on. I want to invite you to join us next week. We're going to have a conversation about how to turn losses into lessons. And in this episode, I'm going to share with you how you can reframe your losses into something that advances you. So join us next week. Thanks so much for joining us, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.